morning everyone. Today we are going to run through some workplace health and safety training. So I want to welcome you all today. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I guess the purpose of this session is it's not just about compliance. It's really about creating a healthy and safe work environment for all. So at SKJ Capital, we have a strong emphasis on our safety culture, ensuring that we reduce the risk of injuries in the workplace and increase workplace productivity. So I've got a little bit of an agenda for the meeting today, which is just up here on this slide. So the purpose of the session is to provide important work health and safety information and how it affects our workplace. So workplace health and safety affects everybody, and we are all responsible for creating a safe and healthy workplace environment. We will go through some of our policies and procedures on workplace health and safety. We'll discuss workplace health and safety consultants and how you can be involved in assisting SKJ Capital on having a healthy and safe working environment. And I really want to emphasize the fact that you are all responsible for playing your own parts in the work health and safety of our workplace. So we're all bound by the Work Health and Safety Act 2011 in Queensland. So this is the primary legislation for workplace safety in Queensland. It ensures that employers and workers share the responsibility for health and safety within the workplace, which is what I've sort of touched on before. So we are regulated by the Workplace Health and Safety Act, and we have reporting obligations under the Act as well. So the regulations provide the how-to. They give detailed instructions on managing specific risks like manual handling and hazardous substances. So workplace health and safety codes of practice are practical guides on how to comply with the Act and regulations. So managing risks of hazardous chemicals, workplace safety design, and ergonomics. So we're bound by these, by the Act, by the Work Health and Safety regulations, and have reporting obligations. So what are our organisation's work health and safety policies? So what is important to SKJ Capital, and what policies and procedures have we put in place to keep our staff safe? So as you all know, our workplace health and safety policy is located in Employment Hero. You would have all acknowledged that, and I do hope that you have read it in detail and that you understand it. And if you don't, please feel free to ask myself or Glenn, who is our Work Health and Safety Officer. So the Work Health and Safety policy is in Employment Hero. It covers things like reporting. So employees are encouraged to report hazards and near misses, also along with actual incident reporting. So incident reporting is done through Employment Hero, which most of you have been trained on. So if you haven't been trained on that and you're unsure how to report an incident, please reach out again to myself or Glenn. However, we do encourage you to also report any near misses. So potential for accident that almost could have happened, or any other hazards that are noticed by you in the workplace. Emergency evacuation, as you know, we would practice that last month at our staff meeting. We'll endeavour to practice that at a minimum twice a year. And we also have all our evacuation procedures located on Confluence in our employee handbook and printed up around the office as well. So we've got our workplace health and safety program. So if you're new here and you haven't been to one of our monthly meetings, we do have a monthly sort of safety training that we pop into our staff meeting every week. So it's a regular update on any safety policies like manual handling, any protective equipment, our emergency procedures, which I said we practiced that last month. As you all are aware, Sam has so generously offered that each staff member is entitled to complete their first aid certificate. So that first aid training course is provided through St John Ambulance, and all staff who currently do not have a certificate will go through that training at the end of this month, which is booked in to happen in the office. So if you don't have the details on that, please reach out to Cass and she'll be able to provide you with the details on the first aid training, which Sam has kindly offered for all staff to be trained on. What is consultation and why it's important? So in work health and safety, consultation means involving workers in decisions about safety in the workplace. So these can include safety meetings, maybe toolbox talks if you work in the cafe. I know that Peter runs those, and surveys. So we do have our safety meeting as part of our all staff meeting, where all staff have the opportunity to discuss any safety concerns. It's collaborative. Workers and employees are invited to share information and ideas about any safety risk or anywhere that you can see an improvement or things that we can do better within our workplace health and safety. So why is consultation important? It improves safety. So workers who identify hazards can also help to find solutions. It's a legal requirement, so work health and safety legislation mandates consultation between management and employees. It increases awareness, so just us talking about it monthly at our meetings increases awareness, makes you remember to keep an eye out for things. And it boosts engagement, and so employees feel valued and more likely to adhere to safety practices if you guys feel like you're involved in the process. And we very much encourage that. So how can you be involved in work health and safety? So I've just discussed we're all involved already during our staff meetings, but if you see a hazard, report the hazard. So that's the first thing. So if you see something unsafe, report it immediately. Participate in the consultations that we have. So attending those staff meetings, providing feedback on potential risks within those meetings, by following our work health and safety procedures and policies. So by adhering to work policies and practices is you're playing your part in the work health and safety. And the other one is suggesting improvement. So if you can see something that can be improved, or you've noticed a gap, or there's something there, please don't feel afraid to bring that up. If you don't want to bring it up in the meeting because you're scared to call out, or you're not confident communicating within a group setting, please reach out to myself or Glenn. We're always open to suggested improvements in whatever method of communication you'd like to do that in. So to just sort of go back over what we've discussed, work health and safety is taken very seriously by us at SKJ Capital. We are committed to providing a healthy and safe workplace, and we do this by providing the first aid course. We also have our flu vaccinations to keep our staff well. We have our incident reporting set up in Employment Hero. We've got our policies, our procedures, and our staff meetings where we do encourage everyone to participate and provide feedback or suggestions on our work health and safety. You really do play a key role in keeping our workplace safe. And I really appreciate all those people who have come to us with suggestions, who report hazards, and who are following the procedures and engaging in the consultations. Are there any questions on work health and safety or how you can be involved? I think I had a question on email earlier that was around work health and safety committee meetings. We don't actually have a specific workplace and healthy safety committee meeting. We like all of our staff to be involved in our meetings, which is why we have a standing agenda item on our staff all-in monthly meetings, and that is so that all staff can be across what's happening in work health and safety across the business, can take part in reporting, offering suggestions, and really being part of the work health and safety culture of our business. So whilst there's not a work health and safety committee as such, myself and Glenn are overall responsible for the policies, procedures, any reporting of incidents. However, we all do play that really important part of work health and safety in the business, and that's why we like to have that safety share and our safety meetings and awareness as a part of our all staff meetings. I'd just like to say thanks to everybody for coming to this session today. I really appreciate your attendance, and if you have any questions, suggestions, my inbox is always open, or I'm happy to talk to you after the meeting. Thanks again.